love this song. So, when I saw a lot of requests for it, I was like, yes, let's do it right away. So we'll zoom in, break down a lot of different parts, none of which are too hard, but it's all like, blues stuff that will help you in lots of other music. Okay, so let me just show you kind of the main riff first, because pretty much anyone can get this, and then we'll get fancier as we go. We're going to start with the open E. And so what I'm doing there is I'm going 0, 0, 4, 4, 5, 5, 7, open. And that 7 kind of slides back into the open E. Not all the way, but just a little slide. Like that kind of thing. And the famous Hendrix chord, which is going to be the root on the 7th fret, which is an E note, so it's also called an E7 sharp 9. So it's 7, 6, 7, pinky on the 8. And you hit that chord and you go down, down, chico, ow. Okay? Now, check this out. Same thing, a string over would be the 4 chord, the A. And it's 0, 0, this is all on the A string, 0, 0, 4, 4, 5, 5, 7 slide. Then an A power chord. And that same rhythm, bum, da, da, on that A power chord, you can do that, but here's a little, page-ism. So he's bending this G note up to the A, which is another root. And so he's going, and then letting it go natural to G. Let's put that together. Same thing. Now the A. Now the E. So a little walk up to the 5 chord, which is a B. And so we're going to hit the 4th fret on the E string, then the open A string, then the 1st fret, and then land your middle finger, however you can, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and you're going to play that Hendrix chord right here. And that is the B7 sharp 9. Let's go A. Back to E. These 2 fingers right here, the middle and the ring finger, just move over. So you got 2nd on the D, 2nd on the B, and that's called A7. For the turnaround. Into the main pentatonic scale for some turnaround licks, instead of playing chords. But before we get to those turnaround licks, let's learn how to do this a little bit fancier. Now, first off, and there's some blues lick fills too. So first off, instead of which you can totally get away with, especially in a whole band, but it's really more like this. which is just getting the open B with those notes. So I'm using my fingers to do that. See that? So that's something that adds a lot of character, is getting those open strings in there with it. Definitely a bluesy thing. And then you've got just like a little, it could be right here too. It's a little blues fill, the first one that he does. Just right in that pentatonic. And it's real fast. Kind of sounds like a Hendrix thing too. And it's basically like a ring finger on the 14 of the A. And that first one is kind of ghosty. You almost don't hear the note. And I'm just covering, this part here on the 12th fret of the D, G, and B. So you got... And then we go again. And so there's another classic Jimmy Page lick. So that's how it starts. And this is after the next E chord. So this is a fill after the E. Da, da, da. So we're hitting twice on the 2nd fret of the G, and this is the E minor pentatonic scale. So we're going to hammer that, middle finger on the 3rd of the B. And then like a little cascading pull-off idea. So you do that, then you're going to hammer 2 to 4, and then pull them off. Then you're going to the 2nd of the D and pulling that off to open. Right? Then the E again, and there's a few where there's no fill. Let it slide down, There's just, honestly, if I would imagine that Jimmy Page did a little something different every time. And that, what you're hearing on the recording is what they captured for that moment. But, I mean, come on, blues fills, is part of your personality. So I don't like to get too crazy about playing every single thing that the way he did in that one take. Okay. And then we covered that A chord with the A chord. You can hit the open high E with it. See that? You could even get the open B and high E in with either chords. Turn around. A7. And then we need the licks. So we need this lick. So we're bending this 15th fret of the B up to the root. And then letting it come down to the 12th fret of the B there. So then we've got 14, 12 on the G to the root. which is 14 of the D. So then we need, so we're going 12 and then hammer from 13 to 14. Roll back up to the 12 of the G. Then 14, 12, and I'm pulling that off. Sorry. So then we're going to do the same exact thing, a string up this way, so on the A string, and then 12 on the D, then back to 14 on the A, then it starts over to the main groove again. So from the turnaround. Then we're left with the fast part, which is still the 12-bar blues. So we got some more cool stuff, like cool little double stop kind of things. And in the original recording, it is a little sloppy in the coolest way possible. But it starts with this little triad of a, it's like a D7 shape. We're playing it as E7. Into a solo. So we need this. And I could prove that that's E7. D7, E7, and it's this E7 up an octave. So it's right here on 16. I'm sorry, where am I? Yeah, 16, 15, 16. Then I move it down a whole step, and I'm just letting that B string be muted. So it starts with all three. And just taking my index finger off and letting, both my fingers kind of mute that B string is kind of what's going on there. And then from there, I'm hitting this little triad, which is primarily the 13 on the G and the 12 on the high E. If you get the 12 on the B in there, that's okay. Classic blues stuff. That's all for E. Ba-da, ba-ba-ba-ba-da, ba-ba, back up, ba-da, ba-da, ba-ba-da. Then we're going to do the same thing for A, which if you have a Fender, you might not even be able to reach this high, I think. And I don't count frets very well, so we're thinking of 15, 16, 17 is the A. That little triad. So 17, 19, 21. So if we can reach up to the 21st fret on the high E and the G, and then back down that thing. So it's all the same stuff. If you get that index finger in there, it's going to be pretty hard. I think once he gets this high up, he's just doing the 2 fingers. So here's what we got. We got this one. Back up. Now start on that A, which 17. Back to E. Now we need the B7 turnaround, and this is actually really fun. I love these little kinds of double stops. So we're going to have, which would be the 16 on the B and 17 on the high E, and you just go back and forth. So this is for the B. Then you move it down a whole step for A7, then up a half step for E7. So you've got 16, 17, whole step down, half step up, and then the final turnaround, boom, we slide it down. This is the B7 turnaround. It would be the 4th fret on the B and 5th fret on the high E. And then soloing. And you've got the makings of a great blues rock. All right, thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate it very much. And I've got those bonus blues licks right down there. Hope to see you in another video real soon. See you later.